Member from West Kingston or Kingston.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to start off first by paying my own tribute to Cat Core. You know, Mr. Speaker, it was ordained for Cat Core to be an outstanding musician, because I don't know how many Jamaicans know that his mother taught music, and that gift that Cat Core possesses came from his mother. The work of Cat Core goes without question, without saying. Third World became easily one of the greatest bands ever to perform live or in studio. Minister Green spoke about the success of Third World, and so too the member from South St. Andrew. But, Madam Speaker, members of this House, Jamaicans have a habit about them in taking records that international artists made that could even get airplay in their country. And once those records came to Jamaica and Jamaicans start to play them, they become big hit for those artists. If you take Nina Simone, Baltimore, hardly anybody even associate Baltimore with Nina Simone. But when the Third World, not Third World now, when Sly and Robbie covered the instrumental Baltimore, that became a big hit in Jamaica. Take the Third World. Now that we have found love by the OJs, used to get some airplay, but because of the cover of Third World, it entered the UK charts, the top 10 in the UK charts. So we are talking about groups, the Tamlins, which covered Baltimore and Eugene record, Laying Beside You, which became big hits in Jamaica. It is the depth of the Jamaican artists, their ability, that propelled many of these songs. And when you check Cat Core and Third World, they're having difficulty crossing over in the North American and the other markets. So they change. And Lagos Jump became a big hit for Third World internationally. And we all know, Mr. Speaker, members of this House, the many big international labels that was hungry for Third World. Columbia, Island Records. How many Jamaicans is aware that World Cup 2007, Trelawney Stadium, the Third World, provided the entertainment for the world to see? Third World is undisputedly, easily one of the greatest, if not the greatest band that has ever been put together in this country. So the Grammy Award nomination in 2019 for the Best Reggae Album speaks volume to their success. But I want to pay tribute to Cat Core, because Cat Core is somebody I knew quite well. And then, you know, when I used to play the disco, many of the parties, Cat Core used to be there, and we have a good relationship. But, you know, we speak about losing our talents. And I want this parliament and this country to understand that when these artists went into the studio, they never had the advantage of technology as we do today. They have to write naturally. And you find the raw talent. Some of these musicians went into the studio like from 10 a.m. in the morning. And all when 7 o'clock, you hear them say, give me another take. Now what number take is that? Number 69. So now, all an artist have to do is stay in his bathroom and just do 2 lines, and then they put it out there and it's on it. We have to appreciate the depth and the value of what we have. And Cat Core and Third World, now that we found love, and all the songs that they did, will remain in the minds of Jamaicans. We will continue to sing those songs. They're all around. You know, these songs are songs that speaks to not mischief. They speak to the reality. They speak to love. And in the music fraternity, we call them lovers rock. Because they soothe the spirit and they give comfort to those who are in distress. I am sure that Cat will find the rest that he so richly deserves. And you know, Cat Core used to come to West Kingston quite often. The community center, he used to hang around with the New Vibrations band, with Mikey Rose from Black Uhuru and many others. So the significance of music cross political boundaries. The music never know politics. Jamaicans had a love for music. And once the music was good, Jamaicans would jump for the music. Cat Core and Third World not only played with Stevie Wonder, but when Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 came to Jamaica, there was a problem at the stadium because everybody knows Peter Tosh at that time was a very controversial person for right reasons. And Peter Tosh refused to play before Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. There was a big standoff at the stadium. Show couldn't start because he said that the Jackson 5 is junior to Bob Marley. So they should perform before. But Cat Core also was a part of the musicians that played with Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 at the National Stadium. So I want to salute Cat and, wish for him all the best in terms of his legacy that he has left. And, one thing as Jamaicans we must do, we must never allow our music to be exploited in the way that Jamaican music has been exploited. I walked into a record shop in Birmingham, in London, a couple years ago, and I saw some Bob Marley album. And when I asked the man, where you get these albums from? Him says he print them. Our music, Mr. Speaker, is being exploited. And many of the artists are not getting the respect that is due and the benefit that comes from the sales of these music. So while we celebrate their lives, we must also ensure that we protect the legacy that they have left for us. And I am hoping that we do so. Quickly, I want to turn to the Sly and Robbie, known as the Rhythm. But they used to call one the Rhythm Killer and the other one the Silent Assassin. And I spoke of Baltimore and Laying Beside You. Just some of the hits that was made in the States that was never big for those singers. And the rhythm that Sly and Robbie brought to those music made it a tremendous success in terms of our music. I'm not going to forgive the minister. She named a slew of artists that Sly and Robbie backed. And she made the cardinal sin of not naming Jamaica's greatest male artist and Jamaica's most recorded artist who celebrated his birthday on the 1st, Dennis Emmanuel Brown. Rolling Stone magazine, some 2 years ago, Mr. Speaker, rated 5 Jamaicans in the top 5 greatest artists, a list of 200. 5 Jamaicans were in that list. Luciana, Bob Marley, Barrington Levy, Toots and the Maytel, and Dennis Brown. And Dennis Brown came in at number 63 on the Rolling Stone magazine list of greatest male artists, 200. That is a phenomenal achievement. And a lot of Dennis's music, Foundation, Revolution, and I could go on and name, Sly and Robbie was instrumental in backing those music businesses. And so their legacy will continue to shine. The last big hit that they made internationally was a song by the name of Tootsie, which is played more in North America than it is played here in Jamaica. I want to salute Sly Dunbar. You know, I used to get a call from him on Sundays after I probably finish my radio program, and he would say to me, well, I hear you play some songs, and his call to say, well, yes, I hear me on the program. But this is the kind of person that he was. And that has made life easier for individuals such as Sly. The respect that they have garnered on the international circuit, not just here in Jamaica, but worldwide. And the minister and the member from Southwest, from South, spoke about those associations. And I want to pay tribute to an outstanding Jamaican who has gone on for greater things. I know heaven will sound sweeter. The kind of music that is going to be played in heaven is going to invite many of us to go there, right? To go there. But I tell you, as a country, we have none to be ashamed about. We must be proud of our achievements musically. Our artists and our musicians have made us proud. Barry G, the boogeyman on radio, great. Brought new meaning to radio. Bob Clark, vintage when it comes on to music. Love reggae, but his catalog was vast in terms of the amount of music that he played. And I used to listen to him. And it is something that, you know, well, not regular. Not regular. But, you know, we can be proud. Super D, you know, we're blocking road with parties long time, but from Central, from South Manchester, long time. Because on a Sunday, out in that area of East, and the member from East Kingston and Port Royal and the member from Southwest who is from out there will tell you the impact that it created. These are Jamaicans that they came, they saw, and they conquered. And I want to say we are a better place because of the contribution of our artists. Cat Core, Sly and Robbie, Barry G on radio, Bob Clark on radio, Super D, the sound system, underground. I used to play them with Exuma Disco. And I had to wait until the crowd get big. Because on my own I couldn't pull the crowd out at Harborview. But a Super D did. And they will be sadly missed. May your souls rest in peace and God give them the rest that they so richly deserve. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.